The Canadian Liver Foundation is pleased to honor liver transplant patient Grand Chief Stewart Phillip.
Having a second chance, I lost a lot of my little, petty gripes about life. And I think, I've come to realize that we're in this together.
Because of the second chance at life that his liver transplant made possible, Stewart and his wife, Joan Phillip, over the past quarter century have become bold leaders in Canada. They are respected champions of Indigenous issues, human and gender rights, and climate change action.
24 years ago, I was dying of liver cancer. There was very little hope that I would survive.
In the Indigenous population, we have always considered alcohol as their cause of their liver disease. However, just to set the record straight, there's a great deal of non-alcoholic liver disease that we label as alcoholic liver disease, incorrectly actually.
So there are lots of liver diseases that either are affecting the First Nations community or will affect the First Nations community, and I think the Canadian Liver Foundation will have a big role to play in helping us discover the best treatments and epidemiology of that.
And so as I was dying of liver cancer, I was so heartbroken, knowing that I would never achieve the one dream, the one thing that I wanted most out of life, and that was grandchildren.
He'd accepted the fact that he was gonna die. He was telling me where I was gonna bury him, what he was gonna wear, the songs that were gonna be sung, and I'm going, what makes you think you're going anywhere? But it was such a scary thing because before the transplant, you could wrap your fingers around his upper arm and you could wrap your hands around his upper leg, and he had this huge tummy. And it was so sad.
And if it wasn't for the miracle of organ donation and the gift of a liver, I would have died.
In 1998, 2 years after his liver transplant, Grand Chief Stewart Phillip became president of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs and is now serving in his 8th term.
In terms of the transplant itself, I owe a debt of gratitude to whoever the donor was and their family. Having a second chance, I wake up to that reality every single morning. We now have 15 grandchildren. Jonah and I are continuing in the most incredible marriage, in the history of humankind. And we're continuing to do our work in regard to some of the major issues, human rights issues, climate change, global warming, reconciliation, and all of those issues that have sustained our relationship all these years. And I am eternally grateful to the family that donated the organ, the liver, to allow me to continue with life and all of its many, many blessings. I've rediscovered my humanity, so to speak, and it's been a great blessing. I'll never live long enough to be able to express my gratitude for this second chance.